their flowers, especially Jaxson Dart, who had a night to remember. He became the youngest quarterback to defeat a defending Super Bowl champion, throwing for 1 touchdown and 195 yards while also rushing in a score. Okay, Ruff, let's go. RC, just the beginning. Surely we're just scratching the surface here with Jaxson Dart. But how high do you think his ceiling is?
Jaxson Dart's ceiling is extremely high because he got Riz, right? And that's what the young folks say. Because when you look at this team, their level of belief is different in Jaxson Dart. When you see the sideline mic'd up moment of Brian Daboll during his first game against the Chargers, and he said, that's our bleeping guy. They believe in Jaxson Dart, and he's added something to this team, to me, that goes above the X's and O's. He's added attitude, he's added hope, he's added belief on top of play. Listen, that's still the defending and reigning Super Bowl champions on the other sideline. That's still a team that coming into this game was 4-1. He had no fear. He threw the football without Malik Neighbors. He threw the football without having people on the outside who we would call stalwarts at the wide receiver position, and he continued to execute. And on top of that, he showed the toughness. This is a guy that gets banged up. He goes into the tent, and as much as his coach was running to the tent to get him out of it, he was imploring doctors to allow him to get back on the field as well. Jaxson Dart is going to be the quarterback of the New York Giants for the next decade and a half, and they're going to win a ton of football games, and a ton of people are going to enjoy watching them play because of the way he approaches the game.
You know what? I agree with you, RC. His ceiling is incredibly high. And listen, we know, there's quarterbacks out there that can throw the football. There's quarterbacks out there who can run the football. He's shown an ability to do both. He's the second leading rusher on the team behind Scatterbo with 167 yards rushing, okay? So that's important. You see the way he juked Zach Vaughn last night to run for that first touchdown. I mean, the brother's got wheels on him. So I think that's incredibly helpful because he's mobile. And you also have to take into consideration it's incredibly appreciated if you're a New York Giant fan base because for years, even though he was a two-time Super Bowl champion, you saw your starting quarterback be relatively immobile in Eli Manning. That's not the case with Jaxson Dart. He can beat you with his legs as well as with his arms. And then he's got that swag about him that New Yorkers gravitate to. I can tell you that because you don't see it too often. I mean, it's a miracle the way the Giants have been as of late, and don't get me started on the New York Jets. So to see somebody like him, the Big Blue, do the kind of things that he's done while showing the level of toughness and the swag that he has, I mean, you just can't say that enough. But let's not also, I know the questions about Jaxson Dart. Let me give some love to Scatterbo because his brother's a rough rider, make no mistake about it. My only issue with him are those backflips. We're talking about football here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about, we're talking, I'm just saying, when you're doing the backflips, anything. I mean, in football, you can get hurt over anything for crying out loud.
After Cam goes, I wish I didn't see the backflip,
but that's about it.
Listen, Jaxson Dart gives the flair. Cam Scatterbo gives the grit and the attitude. When you see that dynamic that was on display last night, it's evident. Even Brian Daboll is a different person with him under the center. And the thing that New Yorkers want is any type of belief in their teams. We've seen it. And dare I say, to jump to conclusion or to jump to this phase, but Jaxson Dart has a lot of Odell Beckham in him. Jaxson Dart has a lot of, and I will say this, Linsanity impact in him. Guys, when you look at the stadium when he scores and when he makes plays and you hear the eruption, one of the fans was thanking God when he was coming back in. But that's also the thing that concerns me the most about Jaxson Dart. There's been more games where he has gotten hurt, even going back to the preseason where he was taken out. And we're only in your second game. These things are being reported that, having a concussion, having these type of things. Hey, my message to Jaxson Dart is simple. Bro, you're the biggest asset to the New York Giants franchise. Act like it, play like it, and think like it. So by doing that, that's not to say you have to be conservative. I'm just saying, bro, when you're running and trying to make a play, just stay cautious of your surroundings. Taking unnecessary hits is not necessarily the plan. And some would say, Cam, wasn't you the same person that was bowling over defenders? Yeah, but I always was the hammer and not the nail. So if you're going into a situation where you do not have anything else to give, get down. Thank you so much.
Hey, I can see it right now. Every Instagram analyst gonna be talking about this, putting up Cam Newton runs and be like, he didn't get down right there. He didn't get down right there. And that's gonna be 99% of them because he was also bigger than everybody that was trying to tackle him. I think the thing for Jaxson Dart is you've proved enough. Right? We know that you're tough. We know that you'll run the football. Now, you don't change that part of your game because that part of your game makes you special, but you do have to be smart. And I think the most telling sound of the game last night wasn't necessarily for me when Jaxson Dart came back into the game. It was the boos when Russell Wilson was on the field. They learned to do, or what they feel from Jaxson Dart isn't perfect play, right? It's grit, it's toughness, it's want to, it's will. That's what they want to see at the quarterback position. Sliding won't change that. But it's the same thing you got in Cam Scatterbo. I watched Cam Scatterbo in college at Arizona State in first person. I watched him play quarterback, I watched him play running back, I watched him punt the football, and wasn't nobody else out there for Kenny Dillingham's offense. This dude is made to win. And he's also a kind, giving human. After the game, I would hang out, talk to his parents. He would come out, and his mom would give him a plastic bag of candy. He would take that plastic bag of candy, and while he ate that plastic bag of candy, he would not take a shower before he came out. He would stick it in his pants. And I appreciated him. He pulled him out his pants, and he goes, RC, do you want a candy? Hell no. What makes you think I'd eat your crotch candy? But what I'm saying is this. The dude is all dog, all boy, and an absolute
I didn't know where we were going with that candy story.
That's very nasty.
It's my Scatterbo story.
That is extreme.
He also
Out of all the stories,
I thought you were going to say he was giving out the candy to kids.
I mean, Ryan Terry,
Why would
really
you
outdid yourself on this one, bro.
Yes,
But I
he
was
did.
talking- he
Yes,
has a
he
giving
did.
spirit.
Why would you even tell him? I mean, that was just
No. Since we holding everybody accountable, and we've been guilty of telling Stephen A that he's known to get backhand compliments, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you about to say something disrespectful. You just literally gave us a story that had nothing to do with nothing, and it was basically highlighting how Cam Scatterbo takes shower pills he took a shower after. No.
He took a shower after. He wanted to see his family. He wanted to see his parents, man.
That's cool.
Yo, bro.
That's cool.
He don't even need to be eating that after that, let alone offering it to somebody else. That's just nasty. Thank God he could play. Thank God he could play, and he got a great personality. That's a nasty ass story
Surely
you just told
he was
about Cam
trolling.
Scatterbo on national television.
Surely he
Let's
was
move on.
trolling you, offering you a candy. That's crazy talk. Thank God he could play like that. I agree. Oh, my God.
My eyes
Never
watering.
again. That is not where I thought we were going. Could not have predicted that in my wildest dreams. Okay, on the